Kakey. Part 1.
At the kingdom of Peareansey there reigned a king named Promateat. He had a governess named Niedkoven Konthorn, who had the most powerful magic art and very good at playing the harp, singing and reciting poems. The king got a wife named Keo Kakey, who was incomparably beautiful. Born out of a white flower, she sported fragrance all over the body. This pleasant scent would fade away 7 days after having spent time with her. The king Promatoat was so pleased with his wife that he promoted her to be the superior among his concubines. There was a powerful Garuda staying in his magnificent divine Simply palace. The Garuda was very mighty, able to fly across oceans and to transform himself into what he desired to be. He often went playing chess with the king Promatoat, with either side the winner or the loser. One day, feeling like playing the chess again with the king, he flew across an ocean and arriving at a fig tree where he made himself a man so handsome that it would be hard for a woman to resist loving him. And then started to enjoy playing chess with the king. Having not seen her husband, Keo Kakey asked the maids, who said that the king was playing chess at the far end of the hall with a very good-looking lad. After being told, Kakey was very curious. She went to the far end of the hall and fondly looked at the man she desired to have as her husband. While playing chess with the king, then Garuda happened to spot Keo Kakey staring at him and started to feel loving her. He said to himself, "What a beautiful lady. Her beauty is unmatched. She must be the queen." Feeling the Garuda's eyes on her, Kakey pretended to release the cheesecloth off in order to show off her body, making the Garuda so passionate that he almost flung himself at and hugged her. But he tried to calm himself down by waiting to finish playing the chess first. When the sun was about to set, the man said goodbye to the king, thinking of a way to steal the woman, and left. Arriving at a big fig tree, he uttered magic spell to go back to his original Garuda, displaying his mighty power and flying into the sky with a deafening roar, darkening the skies and causing violent stormy rain and wind which amazingly shook the earth. Seeing this breathtaking miracle, the king went and was seated in front of his officials, who also crowded to see this unusual event. The Garuda flew into Kakey's room and started to cajole the woman. Kakey heard every word of the Garuda, but did not reply, and instead she pretended to be deep in a sound sleep. But the Garuda understood this pretense well. He carried the woman and flew back to his Simply kingdom. Laying her on the bed, the Garuda turned himself into a very good-looking divinity and lied down to embrace Kakey. Kakey pretended to stare at the Garuda and pushed him away before starting to say, "You should not love me because I am already married. Besides, you are the king's friend. Don't you have any feeling of pity with the king? If I agree to live with you and later you fall in love with any of the celestial lads, I will feel miserable and be cursed at for committing adultery with the Garuda. And you will also be blamed for secretly taking someone's wife to the Simply kingdom." The Garuda replied, "No one knew that I brought you here. Don't be worried. I have no affection of any celestial lasses." After persuading her, the Garuda was able to enjoy staying with Kakey, who then started to ignore everything, even her husband, the king. The king, after the storm caused by the Garuda died down, went to see his wife in the bedroom, only to find her disappearing. He then had everyone look for her everywhere, but to no avail. He could not figure out the reason, then he ordered Konthorn in to explain to his about the incident. Konthorn, who was well aware of the reason, said to the king, "While your majesty was playing chess with the guy, I saw the queen stand at the doorstep looking at him." And the man gestured back with a smile. "I think the guy is weird. He has never bowed down in respect for your majesty. I am afraid he is a Garuda who disguises himself as a man to amuse himself with your majesty, and takes the chance to take the lady to Simply. We will just learn in the next 7 days." With Kakey in his arms, the Garuda jubilantly flew to Mount Meru, where he recounted major mountains, forests, valleys, rifts, rivers, oceans, seas and other no sceneries, and then returned to Simply. 7 days passed after the Garuda set the date to play chess with the king. He said to himself that if he failed to show up, one would become suspicious. He then said goodbye to Kakey and uttered magic spell to tightly close the palace door. The Garuda played chess with the king as usual but felt bit guilty. Late in the afternoon, the man transformed himself into his original shape and flew back to Simply, unaware of being followed by Konthorn, who turned himself into a tiny bug perching onto his fur.
To be continued Part 2. Thank you.